This is English 401. In the last video we talked about verbs and we talked about how we were going to learn about the 8 parts of speech. So the 8 parts of speech, just for review, we've only gone over part of the verbs, but verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection are all 8 parts of speech. In the last video we talked about verbs, and we are going to continue talking about verbs, and we are going to start by talking about helping verbs. Sometimes verbs, let me scoot this up just a little bit, need help from their friends, need a little help from a friend, and those friends are words. And here are the words that are the helping verbs. Now up here, we're looking at the purple. Helping verbs are have, has, had, do, does, did, shall, will, should, would, may, might, must, can, and could. I need to make that D a little bit better. So those are the helping verbs, and I have them right here too. A lot of times they help verbs, not always, they don't always help verbs like this, but sometimes they help verbs that end in en or ing. Not always, but a lot of times they do. And we are going to look at some examples of that, those helping verbs. All right. You may play with your sister now. So we're talking about helping verbs. So may is the helping verb, and I'm going to put H there. And play is the action verb. So you may play with your sister now. Play is the action word. The helping word is may. Do the next one. Jack must run to catch the bus. Well, we know that the action, run, and the helping is must. So let's look. Must, yep, that's on our list. Okay, be good to memorize all of these, and the state of being ones too. The 2 cats have eaten all of their food. So the action that they did was eaten, and have is a helping verb, and that is on our list as well. When you have a verb phrase, and the verb phrase 1, okay, the main verb and its helping verb. So when a verb phrase ends in a state of being verb, then the whole phrase is a state of being verb. And we're going to talk about, let's review the state of being verbs. That would be awesome if you memorized. We're not talking about the helping verbs, we're talking about the state of being. State of being verbs: am, is, are, was, were, been, being, been. So these are the state of being verbs. When a verb phrase ends with a state of being verb, one of these, then the whole phrase is a state of being verb. All right. Another thing that you need to know is when a verb phrase ends in an action verb, then the whole phrase is called an action verb. Okay. Let's see. Mike has been at school all day. Has is the helping verb. Been is the state of being verb. And where is my state of being? Here we go. Been. So has is a helping verb. Been is the state of being verb. So has been is the state of being verb. Now let's go to the next one. Paul has finished all his homework. Has is the helping verb word, and finished is an action verb. So has is the helping verb. Finished is a action word. So the whole phrase is a an action verb. The whole phrase. Alrighty. So we're gonna have another point that we need to talk about. Verb phrase 2. Verb phrases are not always in the same spot. One might be in the front of the sentence, one might be in the end of the sentence. So verb phrases are not always together in a sentence. Sometimes they are, sometimes they are not. And here we go. Did you live in Hickory when you grew up? I did, but let's talk about this. Did is a verb, live. So did and live are the verbs. Would you give the book to me? Would and give are the verbs. May we have a dessert for dinner? May and have. There's a word in between, we. They're not always together. Another point that you will need to know is verbs ending in ing or en need a helping word. A helping verb. Not always, but some, not all verbs that end in ed need a helping verb. So you'll just have to look and see whatever particular phrase you're working on. One good point is to read it out loud. If it doesn't make sense, it's probably not a good sentence. A lot of times you know that it has to have like have, has, have had, the helping words. Just read it and it will make sense to your ears. If you're having problems just reading it and trying to understand what is the correct way, a lot of times it's good to read it out loud. Okay, so those are the helping verbs. And we reviewed the helping verbs and the state of being verbs. And it would be very good if you memorized all of them on your list. It will make your life a whole lot easier.